Hey everyone, it's your girl KayRay, and you're watching Jolly Up with KayRay. And today, I have all the scoop and answers for you, all things Anarkali. Let's get the producer, the director, and the writer of Anarkali, the one, the only, Rakhi Mutta. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
Are we starting now?
Yeah, we're starting now.
Oh, okay.
This is
Sorry.
it.
Like this is the real interview?
This is the real interview.
Okay.
Like I ask all my guests, how did you meet KayRay?
It was November 2014. I was going to attend the Sick Feminist Conference in Michigan, and I was super excited to drive down there and listen to Beyonce and sing and scream at the top of my lungs. And then I think 2 days before, I get a call from the organizer saying, am I willing to take 2 young women down? I really didn't want to because I wanted to be alone. It's like awkward.
Yeah.
Sitting in a car with strangers.
I thought you were an auntie. So I didn't want to go with an auntie.
So anyways, I said, okay, let's just take it for the team. We have to do this for the sisterhood. And then I get a call from you saying, okay, pick me up from here. So then I picked you up, and then you didn't know where your passport was.
Oh my
so then we had
God,
to drive around and find your passport. And that was the introduction to the KayRay that I know oh so very well. Like all her relationship with her passport is very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, so then we were driving. I was like, what do you do? And she was like, oh, I'm an actor, and I'm a director, and I'm a producer. And she did like all these magical things, of course. And so I was like, oh, this girl's so cool. Like, look at this young energy. And then we picked up Rupi, of course. And then we drove 5 hours to Michigan, got lost. We didn't need to turn on the radio once. We just yapped like we were old friends. We gossiped. We talked about boys. We talked about
spirituality.
Yeah, the
about
feminist movement. We talked about everything. And then I told you in the car, I was like, oh my God, you're Anarkali. I wrote this movie when I was 19 years old and you're the character. And then you're like, okay, so then let's do it. And I was like,
exactly what happened.
Okay, what are we gonna do? Let's just turn it into a web series. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then the rest is history, and here we are.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Yep.
You, me, and Rupi. That should be a movie. I remember like going and we were picking up Rupi from Waterloo, and I was like, Rupi, this girl in the car, like she's so cool. Like you have to meet her. You don't understand. She's like, are you sure? You're just hyping everyone up all the time.
That's like, true, because you have a tendency to do that unnecessarily.
But like I was like, nah, like trust me, man. She's like I feel like I've known her forever. And then she's like, okay, all right. Like she's like rolling her eyes at me, and then we got in the car, and like same thing happened with you guys too. So you know what, Rakhi? I appreciate you, and I appreciate that day because my life literally changed after
so
that.
So did mine.
Senti.
Bully, when you're editing, that you put sappy Bollywood music at this point.
So most people actually don't know this about you, but you've worked on the front lines and with international development and community for 14 years. So what was the transition like to now move from that, now the media industry, which is completely different?
You know, when I was little, actually, my first love was movies after I watched Mughal-e-Azam. So hence, you know, if there's any real Anarkali fans out there, you would make the connection between Anarkali and Mughal-e-Azam.
Yes.
Yeah. My first love was directing, but then something along the way when I was growing up, it just seemed like it would never be possible. And community development came natural because of who my father was. And so it was always in the house. We were always part of these movements. We were always learning. Through all the community work that I did, internationally especially, it was very arts-based, so very photography, very film-based. And then I met you. We were able to do The Good Indian Bride. We were able to work on Anarkali. So it's finding a release. I mean, was it difficult and weird? Yeah, you've been working 14 years. You're used to a regular paycheck. To just be like, hey, I'm quitting. I'm going to go do my master's in like film and feminist studies and South Asian studies. And then to like leave that, then to like jump into entrepreneurship was very... Yeah.
But you're a boss-ass bitch and you're doing really well.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, before we even went into Anarkali, we did a very special video that ended up going viral. Yeah, the video is called Punjabi Mime Through Time. Check it out right here. Do you want to talk about that experience?
So I saw the Bollywood Mime Through Time, And then I saw those girls and I was like, this would be really interesting to do a Punjabi take on it. So then, as always, I called my muse right here. And then I was like, hey, let's do this. And you were like, okay, dope. And then that was it.
Yeah.
And then it was like 2 days nonstop. It was like this militant schedule to try and get all the shots. The sun was changing. We shot it on an iPhone 6S that I just went out. I'm like, oh my God, we need a camera. So then I just went out and bought that thing.
Yeah, I remember.
And shot it. And it was never to be viral.
No. I think that's the funny thing. We thought it was like, oh, max 5,000 views.
Yeah. That was my, remember?
You were saying
my
that.
goal was 5,000.
Yeah.
You were like, no, come on, at least 16,000. Yeah. And then I think you posted it. You went to sleep. I went to sleep. We woke up and it already overnight had something like 30,000 views.
And then it went crazy viral on Facebook, which
Yeah.
was like hitting like 22 million views,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like everything completely changed for us. And that's why we rushed into releasing Anarkali.
Yeah.
Because as you know, we only shot the pilot that time.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
We shot the pilot. We shot 3 episodes where it was supposed to be the pilot. And it was so beautiful because there was like 23 people on set and 21 were Punjabi girls. And I think that was so boss. Because everyone just thought it was so important. They wanted to see it done. And I think that was super beautiful.
I just remember for 6 months straight.
Yes.
It was literally shooting, editing, and writing. And Rakhi here, I want everyone to know, is the director, the writer, and the producer for Anarkali. She's literally been the mastermind behind it. So just want to say, everyone, please follow her.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So when's Anarkali season 3 coming out? When's Anarkali season 3 coming out? When's
It's released, guys. Thank you.
Lost my fiance, I lost my true love, I lost my job, I lost my best friend.
It's okay.
Oh, your life is like a Bollywood movie.
So quick questions, fun questions.
Yes.
What was your favorite episode from any season?
The drinking episode.
Episode 7, season 1.
Yeah.
Any memorable or funny moments from this season?
This season? Jeez, no one could fucking wake up on time. Jesus. Like, I don't know secretly if when I'm like, okay, guys, like, lights out.
Yeah.
If everyone's like, okay, let the granny go to sleep, and then everyone's like partying afterwards.
Yo.
I don't know what was happening, but like nobody could wake up in the morning. Every day needed to be woken up by the makeup artist.
Shout us to Ready to Glow.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I remember, like, I was just so strictly Anarkali. I told everyone to call me Anarkali. I'm like, Gideon has left the building, you guys. No one talked to me. I wasn't talking to outside people.
Hey.
I was, like, literally referring to all the other cast members as their character names. I was so full on Anarkali. I'm like, if we talk about other things, I get distracted. Any other crazy moments that you remember?
Shooting the stripper scene, I think, was one of the most difficult because you can't laugh.
No.
And all you want to do is laugh.
Yeah.
Because that scene wasn't written like that. The scene was supposed to be super sexy and it ended up becoming a comedy scene.
Oh my god! How was that sexy?
That's what I said. It was supposed to be a sexy scene.
I can't.
And then it ended up turning into a comedy where no one could take it seriously.
No. Who was the latest one on set? This time it wasn't me. I was sleeping
No, it
in the
wasn't. It was
house.
Harkirat.
It was Harkita. Yeah. Gia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was the loudest?
On set, Mariah.
I was gonna say Mariah.
Ooh, Mariah.
Yeah, for sure.
Holy, she has pipes.
Yeah. Who would dance the most?
You. Oh my God, every second. Booty popping around town. Yeah, you.
So season 1 and 2, we touched on a variety of different topics. For season 3, what are some themes you touched on?
You know, boundaries.
Yes.
A lot. I explore boundaries. What it's like to date out of race. Right? And just the nuances of dating out of race. Also looking at like parents' obsession with marriage, the naivety of parents. So different, I think, different topics. Pregnancy scares.
Yeah.
I wish we had more time.
I know.
I wish like each Anarkali episode was like an hour long so we could really explore like the trauma of what goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all wish that Anarkali was an hour-long episode. But yeah, that's why networks should be hosting us and taking on this series because that's what it should be by now. Do these characters come naturally to you?
I think, yeah, because I draw on experiences, like things that I've been through, but also what the friends around me, the community around me has gone through, right? And I think those stories are important because they're unique. Every community has its own nuances of like what you can say to parents, what you can't say to parents, what families look like, what family structures look like, what are the values and the principles. So I think that diverse stories are super important. For me, I write about what I know, and so that's what I know, so that's what I write about.
This season, for example, season 3, we have a larger cast now. Do you want to talk about the new characters that you've brought in?
When I first wrote Anarkali was who I was at 17, and Roop is the woman that I am now, or bits and pieces of her. And then Dil was like the artist in me that wanted to come out. So that was a very interesting situation.
So different parts of you.
Yeah. And then as Anarkali started expanding and there was a need for new characters,
Right.
I drew a lot on the people around me.
Yeah.
Navi is actually based off my best friend Navi.
Yes.
Navi is a much sassier, like my best friend is much sassier than Navi, but I think like Jyoti played her to a T. Like she did a
Jyoti
wonderful
did
job.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Shout outs to her. She killed that role. She's just so good at improv.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
She was really good. And I think Gia, that character, was like inspired loosely by my cousin Jasmine, right? Who always is, she's just such a wonderful spirit and always doing the right thing and just goes about life in a very particular way, very calm, such a peacemaker. And I thought that was a very interesting dynamic because that's what family does. It brings together a whole bunch of personalities that probably would never choose itself, and you have to figure out how to get along, and you sort of roll through the punches, and I think that's what's really special.
So Anarkali doesn't shy away from conversations like sex, marriage, and even showcasing brown girls smoking and drinking, especially in season 2. You've also directed and wrote the short film Hanedi, which was very successful as well. It talked about mental health in the Punjabi community specifically. Why do you think it's important to share certain aspects like that in your work where there is a chance of catching heat from the community?
I'm not creating work to please the community.
Yeah.
I'm creating work that's honest and truthful. If it stirs some feathers, to be honest, I don't really give a fuck. That's the truth. If it allows people to think and learn something, I think that's dope. But Anarkali is an accurate like portrayal of what brown girls do.
Exactly.
Not all of them, but some of them. Surely I did. Some of my friends did.
Same.
But like, do brown girls date? Yeah. Do they have boyfriends? Sure. Maybe some don't. Just like in every other community. Do brown girls drink? Some might, some don't. Like, it's to each their own. But to pretend like we are all these virginal girls that don't do anything, that don't go out, that don't drink, that don't date, that don't talk to boys, that don't have bachelorette parties, I think this is really naive and stupid, to be honest.
Brown girls especially are living this like dual reality where we're like fucking Hannah Montana. Like we don't know how to live our life authentically with our families and then our social lives. They're like completely two different people.
Listen, we're complex beings.
Exactly.
And so the work that I do showcases that.
Yeah.
You know, we get messages all the time. This is not family content. This is not, well, I mean, gee, like, okay, cool. That,
Is her hair okay? Yeah. People don't know about you that you're a serious Bollywood head.
yes, that is
Like,
true.
favorite Bollywood movie?
Mughal Azam.
Favorite Bollywood actor and actress?
Oh my God, Shah Rukh Khan, Madhuri Dixit.
Favorite Bollywood director?
Sanjay Leela Bhansali, of course, but Rajkumar Hirani is also very good.
What is your dream collaboration with any Bollywood star or director?
I don't know about collaborating. I would just love to intern with Sanjay Leela Bhansali.
Really?
I think that would be super dope, just to see, like, he's such a genius with symmetry, with cinematography, with color palettes. Like, everything is a painting, and I think that's so beautiful. Yeah. To direct, probably Shabana Azmi.
Yo, Shabana, what's up? I know you're watching because you're a big fan, so hit up my girl right here at Rakhi.Mutta.com. Okay? Thanks. I think why all of your friends and the people that know you and adore you, you have all the stories. The reason why Rakhi is a writer is because she's literally a storyteller. Like, everyone gathers around and then Rakhi stands with the sticker in her hand and she tells her stories. We could just listen to her for hours on end and she'll have the most ridiculous stories. And a lot of the stuff that happens in Anarkali are actually based on real things that have happened to you.
It's very true. My life is so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
What is the most ridiculous date that you've ever been on?
Oh Lord, have mercy. So, I met this very handsome gentleman. I saw him and I was like, he took my breath away. That very rarely happens. But I was like, ooh, he's like so attractive. And I thought he was like a little bit out of my league. So anyways, we started talking. And then, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm telling the story. So then we started chit-chatting, we exchanged numbers, and then we went out, and it was like the magical first date. Everything was perfect. And it was so beautiful that when he dropped me off at home, he called me 10 minutes later to say, like, is it just me or is that the best date you've ever been on? And I was like, no, you know what? It definitely was. And so I was like, okay, so like, when are we getting together again, right? And so I lived downtown with my cousin at that time in a condo. And so... And I was like, hey, Holmes, I got a date. Can you get out of the house on Friday night? And she's like, yeah, okay, cool. He shows up with his fine self. So we sit down. I poured him a glass of red wine. I poured myself a glass of white wine. He takes a sip. And then he's like, oh, is there a restroom? And you know downtown condos, they're like little shoe boxes, literally 2 bedrooms, and then like the bathroom's right in between, and the sofa's right here. So I'm like, oh, like literally it's right here. Here's the washroom. Yeah. Right here. So then he goes to the washroom, and then we were watching MTV. No, Much Music. And so it's like, one Britney Spears song passes. Then like a Christina Aguilera song passes, and then Britney Spears comes on. Let's not talk about my age. And then like another Britney Spears song comes on, and I was like, okay, 3 music videos. It's been like 10 minutes. The guy's still in the washroom. So then I call my best friend secretly. I'm like, Navi, and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, that dude's been in the washroom for 10 minutes. Do you think he's okay? And then she's like, yeah, he's probably just taking a dump. I'm like, who comes to somebody's house on a second date and takes a dump? I'm like, no, he's snorting coke. She's like, how did you get that he's snorting coke? I'm like, oh, like he's a model. Isn't that what all models do? And then she's like, you're an idiot. So then I heard the toilet flush. So then I like quickly like hid my phone, and I was like, oh, okay, he's out now. So he comes, he sits down. We watch a music video. We're talking. Everything's good. And then he's like, oh, just give me a second. I gotta use the washroom. So then he goes back to the washroom. And I'm like, okay. So I watched 1 music video, 2 music videos, 3 music videos, and then I secretly call Navi again. I'm like, Navi. And she's like, what? What?
So scary.
I'm like, he's in the washroom again. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, poor guy's stomach's probably upset. And then I was like, no, he's snorting coke. What if he ODs in my bathroom? How am I going to explain to my parents that there was a guy in my bathroom? Right? Because being an Indian person, you cannot let your parents know you had a boy in your house. Even though you live on your own, downtown Toronto, like you still can't tell your parents that there was a boy in your house. Right. Yeah. And why was he there alone? Like, where was your cousin at that time? She's like, go to the washroom and listen.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no. Oh my God. And then I got up to go into the kitchen, and then I heard him really loudly taking a dump. And then so I was so traumatized, I didn't know what to do. So then the toilet flush, I quickly ran and sat back on the sofa and was like, what do I do? And then he came out and he's like, oh, I feel like a champion.
God, that's so disgusting. I was like,
okay. And then I told him, I'm like, oh, my cousin's coming home in emergency. You have to leave now. I'm not allowed to have boys over.
Oh my God, that is so disgusting.
Yeah.
So now that people know that you're a person, how could they follow you? And how can we find Anarkali?
On YouTube, I'm Miss Mutta. / Miss Mutta, hyphen Miss Mutta. What the fuck is that?
Thank you, Rakhi, for being here. And make sure y'all go and watch Anarkali right now. Let us know your thoughts, any other questions that you might have in the comments below. Get your cups in the description below, and also subscribe already. Make sure you guys also find all the other podcasts. Listen to the longer version of this podcast in the link in the description below. Bye.